Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is John. I'm a filmmaker slash creator and your host for Make Lemonade Podcast, where we talk about how to change our circumstances when life happens. In other words, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Today, we're talking about our mind's health. Welcome everyone to Make Lemon Podcast with your host John. Once again, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here today to really listen to what we're talking about. I am just overwhelmed about your response on the podcast that we've done lately and just how much it's helped you. It is amazing to hear and to really see how the podcast is doing with people all over the world, and it's amazing. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for supporting us. Again, you can go to our website on makelemonadepodcast.com and you can find us there. If you want to talk about a topic, if you want to share something, you can always send us a message there and we'll reply as soon as possible. But it's amazing to have feedback, to know how our podcast is really elevating your life to be inspired, motivated to and be better humans. So without any further ado, we're talking about our mind's health. Okay, we're talking about it. There's been a lot of things that I've seen through social media, because we can see it more. It's available to us how our health through our minds is functioning in today's world. So we're going to go into it. We're going to talk about 3 topics that are really going to help you when in the system of talking about our mind's health. So, or on the topic on our mind's health. So with no further ado, let's get to it. Alright guys, so for point number 1, we're going to be talking and diving into something that I believe is crucial for us to know. And that is, point number 1 is worry kills the body. Okay, and the reason why I want to title this is because of how if you don't know yet, worry can be something that is even more harmful, that I believe, than any disease that is out there. And the reason why I say this is because it can literally harm your body and hit you in different areas that you did not think it could hit you at. And we're going to talk about a little bit about it, how it can do this, what are the causes about it. But first, let's talk about worry, okay? Let's define this word worry so that we can be in good context. Now, the word worry defined in dictionary is give way to anxiety or unease, allow one's mind to dwell on difficulties or troubles. One of the things that I like that it's like a noun, it's a state of anxiety or uncertainty over actual or potential problems. And I wanted to hit these 2 definitions. One was a verb, one was a noun. The reason why I wanted to hit on this 2 is because it really defines what worry is. Now, in an easier statement, I would say the worry is about worrying about the things that you don't have yet and the things that you do have. Okay, now this is what I mean by that. Now it really defined it really well on here with the anxiety and uncertainty over actual or potential problems is pretty much what I'm trying to say. But the things that you do have and you don't have, meaning this, the things that you do have, you worry about them because there's something that is happening to you in the present. That's what you're worrying about. The things that you don't have are the things that are in the past or in the future. You don't have it, you can't touch it, there's nothing you can do about it. Those are the 2 things in our lives as humans that we really focus on, because there are things that in our lives we believe that we need to care for. And we're going to dive deeper into it, but from my personal life, worry literally almost took my life. And it's one of the things that I believe that doctors did not really pay attention to, because their focus was more on history. The focus was more what on their machines told them. And every time I came up with, like, I had anxiety or I was stressed, they would just tell me, what, do you want to take the stress test, right? And at a point, I think I probably should have, but I didn't, just because I had the doubt that the stress test was just a hole that I was going to fall into and give a name tag to, hey, you're stressed this much, you're this person this much. And I didn't want that to come from there. Because there are some things, once you are labeled as, you walk around this world with that label. So when I had the heart attack and the people were telling me that this was going to be a lifetime, that this was going to be something that I had to deal with on a daily basis, they put me on drugs that I really didn't need, but it was just a precaution drug. And they gave me like all this stuff, vitamins. They told me to take this, take that, and I was just going to be with the bag full of pills, literally taking every single day. And I didn't want that lifestyle. I wanted to do something first with what I could get. Before I went into pills, before I went into any medications, I wanted to see what was out there that could naturally be given to me. Anything else, I wasn't against pills, okay? Don't get me wrong, I wasn't against pills. But I wanted to see what I could get first from my natural state of food that I was given that was good, that could give me the same thing that these pills were going to give me. And then the things that the food couldn't give me enough, I would go into pills. Because again, the certain part of what I was diagnosed with was MTHFR, and there's a certain number that they give you if you have both or if you have one or the other. One starts with an A, one starts with a C, and depending on what you have on those things will depend on how pretty much you go about your diet. And what you take as in pills and that they give you, because for me it was B12 and B9, I believe, that I didn't have. Okay, folic acid, my body didn't reproduce it itself, and it was something my body needed, right? Fish oil, all this stuff that they were telling me that my body needed because it didn't reproduce it. Now that in itself, if it's not made, it can affect your body by having heart disease, having I believe is anxiety, amnesia, you're prone to get diabetes and stuff like that. And so it's something that my body needed. Okay, so now that we're in that concept, imagine you being told, research being telling you that you are in this state, and that is the state that you need to be, right? Imagine how you walk from now on, from that point when they tell you, to the rest of your life. You are in constant worry, you're in constant fear, you're in constant, thinking about, okay, well, I need to do this, I can't do that, and I can't do this. So you start building up, right? And before then, my anxiety would come from school, relationships, would come from the area that I lived in, the things that I wanted to do for other people, the helping that I wanted to do that I couldn't do right now. I was trying to involve myself. I was trying to just do a little bit of everything for someone so that I could help. I could be a good hand. And the thing with this is that I spread myself so thin that I had so many people's worries, so many places and deadlines that were coming at me that I believe at the time my body couldn't handle, right? Now again, this has to do with worry. The things that you don't have with the things that you do have, right? When you're in college, the thing with college for me was that I already had come from a school for 2 years. Okay, I had spent school for 2 years, and for me at that school, it was really I want to say a blessing in disguise, because one, the school was awesome. I met amazing people. However, the experience that as the years grew in the second year, it became a nightmare. Because now in the first year I was seeing everything from a first perspective, right? I go in there and I see everything that's good, right? And then you start noticing here things there and there. Then you see something that happens to you personally, and you start seeing things a little different. You start seeing how it is actually run. And so being a part of that school really got me to see a lot of truth behind the scenes. And it was devastating. So I felt like my first year was a year that was amazing. My second year was a year which just devastating. It wasn't something that I wanted to do again, right? And then I went 2 years into an associate's and then 2 years into a bachelor's. But this time I already had 6 years under my belt going to school. And I was not happy with a bunch of stuff that I had to do. So I remember that when I was into one of the film uh, process that it was to get there in the school that I was in, I thought that it was really disappointing to have been there for a year and then they tell you that if you want to take these classes that you got to take it every semester because according to how they are lined up and how they teach it. And literally those classes were like for another 4 years. So I would be driving to that school 55 minutes, waking up every morning to go to that one school for the next 4 years. And I was thinking that is just not something that I want to do. So there were some things that I had to leave, and there's something that I had to go into to finish school faster. Now I was disappointed because one, I didn't go to where the place that I really wanted to go to, which was Full Sail, and I went to another school that was gave me a little bit of the experience that I wanted, but not full on. And I was just stuck in a place where you think, it's a part of something or they want to be a part of something, like it's developing its beginnings, and you're very disappointed because it's nothing what you expected. But I learned a lot from it. I learned a lot because you get to, get yourself in the door and you get to see what it's all about. So this is what was for me my entrance to my film career. And the exciting part about this is that one, I finished school. Two was that what it took to finish that school. Okay, this is where it all comes down to worry. Okay, worry was very a part of my life then because I had to worry about getting up super early, worry about getting there on time so I could get in the parking lot. If I didn't get there on time, then I had to walk miles to get to where I needed to be. Everything was on the basis of if you need it, you got to get it done. That's pretty much what it was. And if you missed a time, if you missed an appointment per se, you were behind many hours. And those many hours can turn into days, and those days can turn into months, and those months can turn into a failed class. Okay, and so that was the anxiety for me that I was having when it came to before my heart attack, right? And that's when I realized that worry, after my heart attack, I realized that worry kills. And I realized this because one day I was talking to one of my brothers and he was telling me not to worry about money. Money comes, money goes, and it's gone, right? You can always make money. Don't worry about the bills. Don't worry about this. Money comes, money goes. And that one piece of advice helped me realize that worrying over things that were not in your present, with the future or the present, meaning those two, you can't do anything about it. The only thing that you can focus on is what you're doing today. Okay, that's the only thing. You can plan for your future. You can plan for the things that you want to do in the next month, the years, all this stuff. But today is the day that matters. Today is the day that you focus on the things that you need to focus today to accomplish so that the next day can be better. Okay, that's what for me I understood. And now for me, money, it's not an issue because I don't worry about it. Okay, not in the sense that, you know what, I have bills, I need to pay for it. My thing is, look, bills come and go. If you need to pay something, then you need to work to a place of getting that covered and then moving forward. What I came to know is that you're only in a season for a certain time. After that season, things will pass. Okay, so if you are in a season right now where you're having troubles with your bills, you're having troubles paying for your college, you're having troubles paying for your car, you have trouble coming up with anything that has to do with money, let me tell you something right now. Money comes and goes. You're only there for a season without that money. But there's going to come a season where you're going to push, you're going to move forward, you're going to elevate, and you're going to be able to get the money that you need to pay it off. Why? Because you're going to put yourself in a position to cover that, to get that out of your way so that you can refocus on your life and what you want to do. Okay, now let's talk about worry and how it kills. Okay, now worry, this is the thing that happens to worry. Okay, worry is something that releases some hormones into your body, and that it goes into your body and it starts messing with your heart rate. Okay, it starts messing with your heart rate and it causes your heart rate to beat faster. Okay, it also causes issues with your stomach. It also causes issues with your body. It starts doing things to your body that it overworks or overdoes things at a time that it's not supposed to. Okay, because your body saves, it's like a survival kit that you have on you, right? It's there to protect you, it's there to survive. So when you have your heartbeat racing every single day, every single time, that's only something that is building up and it's going to break down soon. Because the only thing that you're giving your body is just that, race that your body thinks that it's moving, that it's like, oh, I'm moving right now, I'm running, or I'm trying to save my life, or I'm trying to, protect myself right now, and it's like beating. And when you cause that, you cause a distress in your body. It overworks. And soon when it does it and it does it and does it and trying to survive, trying to grab things from here, there, and there, it literally starts destroying itself in the inside. It can cause a heart attack. It can cause you to go into a stroke. It can cause you to do other things that go along with it. It can even mess with your digestive system. These are the things that worry kills the body. But it doesn't do it automatically. It does it slowly because your body is meant to survive. Your body is super strong and it's meant to take a lot of blows. But the thing is, your body is surviving. And it's trying to take all this stress, all this anxiety that you're giving it. This is what happens with worry in our minds and how effective it is. That's what when people think about the mind in our lives, the mind is one of the most powerful things that you could ever have. The most powerful thing. Powerful. One of the things I like to say is that when you think about something, it's actually more powerful than when you say it. Because when you think about it, it became a reality in your life. It may be in your mind, but in your mind, you have created it. You can see it. You can see the finished product already in your mind than when it comes out of your mouth. When it comes out of your mouth, it's something that you speak into existence. In your mind is where it exists. It's right now where it's being born, created. Its beginning and its end. When it's out of the mouth, that means that you have spoken into existence, and now it is time to move yourself into the creating of it. That's how powerful our mind is. And so when you worry about things in your life, your mind's health is at risk, because it's destroying your body by what you feed it and what you think about it. So in the next point, we're going to be talking about what we can do to help our minds be healthy. All right, so point number 2, we are talking about our mind's health, okay? On point number 2, our focus is to focus your mind on good things. Okay, this is something that I have learned biblically, principles from the Bible. To focus your mind on good things. This is something that will bring health to your mind, health to your life. One of the best medicines in life is laughter. This is why I always seek comedy movies, because I seek to laugh as much as possible as I can. And it's very, very funny because it's something that I'm attracted to. It's something that I try to bring to people's life. Laughter, just something that resonates in my life, because something for me is super healthy, bringing laughter. And I think this is a good thing in our lives. If you are worried, go watch a comedy movie. Go talk to somebody that is funny. Go watch a comedy skit. Go put yourself at a state where you're laughing and feeding those hormones to your body. Good things. Okay, one of the greatest thing to do that I enjoy, and because I'm a nature person, and connect with that, is literally going to a forest, going to a park near you, and just enjoying the breeze, the grass, the trees, and going for a walk, going for a run. That's one of the best things that I love to do. Going for a run when it's nice, trees, and a good morning, especially in the mornings. Oh, I can't tell you how much I enjoy running in the mornings. And because not only because there's few people there, but because you have this whole space to really like focus on everything that you're thankful for. Everything. And when you start thinking about this and you start realizing things that you're thankful for, you're feeding your body. Instead of worry and those hormones that make your body beat faster and all this stuff, you start feeding your body good things in your life. And that causes you to have a healthy mindset. Okay? Because the good things are for you to become better. Okay? One of the other things that I would recommend as a good thing is drinking water. Drinking water. My drinking changed after my heart attack. I used to drink water ever so often. I would drink Cokes, Sprite, Gatorade. One of my favorite drinks was actually, I believe it was the water vitamin. Water vitamin, the yellow one. I think it was like the energy one that I would drink. But I stopped drinking all those things. I never drank alcohol, but I stopped drinking all those things and put myself into water. The only two things that you would probably see in my house would be Gatorade in the time for like if our body's fighting something and it needs more nutrition, or we're going to exercise and we need that extra push, and Sprite. Sprite here is only drank for if you're having like issues in your stomach and you need to burp, or you're having a high fever. One of those things to do is drink Sprite. Okay, we use that to refresh ourselves and stuff like that. But it's not. We don't do it on a daily basis. It's not even done on a monthly basis. It's only done when we need it. But water, you will find literally jugs and jugs water bottles and jugs, 5 gallon, 3 gallon, because I've applied myself to drink water to keep my body hydrated. Okay, there's one thing that I would recommend you to do, and that is keep your body hydrated, because not only it helps you relax, but it helps your mind as well. It helps your body, because your body is made about, if I'm not mistaken, about 90% or 80%. I don't know. I don't remember the numbers of water. So you need to give your body water. Okay, if you ever think about if you think am I dehydrated or not, grab your skin on your arm or something and just lift it, and if it goes down slowly, you're dehydrated. Or if it goes fast, you're not dehydrated. Another way that I learned, which is a little unique way, is when you go into the restroom and you're going to do the number one, if it comes out orange or dark yellow, you're dehydrated. And of course, those are more health issues when it comes into those things. Again, a disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I'm not advising you in any way. I'm just letting you know things that you can tell if you're dehydrated. Things that you can tell. Okay? And again, you want to get as light as possible as you can when you drink water. Okay, so those are things that you can do to see if your body's hydrated. Why? Because it would help your body tremendously. Believe me, it would help your body tremendously, keeping your body weights. Now, good things. Those are the good things that you can focus on. What are the good things in your life right now? What are some good things? Spending time with your kid, going out in the park and walking your dog, what is it? Soaking in a bath and just enjoying the fresh aroma incense that you put in the bathtub. I know a lot of people do that. They love to just soak bathe in the water in their bathroom, and they'll fill it up. They'll soak in there, and they'll be there for like 30 to an hour and enjoying just their time. One of my favorite things that I like to do is actually go out and get ice cream. Now, I've talked about this ever before, but ice cream in itself has some good things in your life. And for some reason, ice cream just makes me happy. Just makes me happy. I when I go get some ice cream, It just makes me happy. It refreshes my body, and it's amazing. Amazing. So, I advise you, those are some good things to focus on. What are some other good things that you could focus on right now as you are listening to this podcast and you're thinking, well, what are some good things I can focus on? Think about the things that give you peace. Think about the things that make you relax, okay? And don't go into the bad things, okay? Because those bad things will only destroy your life. Go into good things. People that speak positive into your life, that encourage you, that laugh with you, that always motivate you. Stick to those good things. Those are the good things that are going to keep your mind healthy. Be a part of those things. So those are the things that you should focus on for a very good healthy mind that you can have. All right, guys. So point number 3, we talked about. Number 1 was worry kills the body, and we talked about the point number 2, focus your mind on good things. So number 3 is going to be something that's going to put everything in perspective. And number 3 is balance your life. If there's anything that I would recommend in your life, is to balance your life. And there's a couple of things that you can do to balance your life. This will help you stay focused. This will help you stay committed to the things that you're doing and help you have less stress, because now you have a certain way of doing things that you are balancing your life. You're not more heavy on this side, you're not more heavy on that side, but you keep your life balanced because it keeps your life together. It keeps your life, it's like that glue, that paste that puts everything together when you want to see a whole picture. Okay, so how do we keep our lives balanced, okay, to have healthy minds? This is the way you do it. One of the things that I recommend is to start a routine. Start a routine that you do, because that in ourselves makes your mind believe that you are goal oriented. You are doing something that physically means you are working. If you had never ever heard this before, know that if any person stops having goals or stops having work in their life, they will literally die faster. Okay, now this is not something that is proven. This is just my theory. Now, again, you can go search this and send me a message if it's contrary to what you have read or studies, because I would love to know, and I would do my own study as well. But on my own theory, I believe that if somebody stops doing something in your life, even if you're like, you get rich and you just stop you doing your life and you go live your life will significantly become shorter because of it. Why? Because our body are meant to work. That's what our bodies are meant to do. And the more you work, your body is keeping you alive. The more you do stuff, your body is keeping you going, okay? So have a habit that your body is literally, like, creates that muscle memory, and now you are goal-oriented. Every day you are doing this habit. Every day. Good habits, okay? Don't go into bad habits, because believe me, we are all doing something that is a habit right now. Consciously or unconsciously, you are doing something that you do every day that your body is used to. Okay? Now, create a healthy habit. That's it. Number two would be, while you create a healthy habit, have a personal time. Whether it be one day, whether it be 2 days, or a day out of every week in the month, have a personal time. This means that you're going to do whatever you want to do in that day. Okay? If you want to go and travel to or fly to a certain location, you're going. If you want to go eat here, you're going to go. If you want to go here, you want to go and, buy yourself a box of ice cream, then you're going to go. My point of this is that you are going to give yourself that freedom to have a time for you. Because we all need that, right? We all need that time for ourselves, because it is a healthy thing for us to do, okay? Because we're able to know that we are still here and we are doing things that we want to do. It's just a mindset that you are the person maneuvering your life. So you give yourself that off time so that you can do whatever you want to do. And that's it. Okay? So you create that habit. You create that time every day for yourself, because that's going to give you a restarting point every week. Okay, I know sometimes what we do in the 9 to 5 jobs that we work 40 hours a day, if some people even work more from Monday to Friday, their weekends is their off time. Okay, the weekend is something that they just like, it's for them, they're going to do whatever they need to do. But for me, it would be one day out of every week, and that day is literally what I want to do. Okay, it's not, over here or I'm going to go there. It's just something that I want to do, whether it be with people or not with people. Okay, so don't limit yourself in that area, because literally you're doing what you want to do. Okay, of course, I recommend that you always do things that are good and healthy in that time. Okay, so those are things that I recommend to keep yourself balanced. Again, that restarter point is a refresher point every day in your life. Number three is, once you've had a routine, once you have that every day that you are giving yourself, whether it be a month, within that month, one day out of the month or one day out of the week, you're giving yourself that time, or maybe just one day in the days that you are in out of the month, you're giving yourself at least like an hour, 2 hours in that day for you. Okay, however you want, just make sure you give yourself that time. Number three would be, have a goal. Have a goal that you want to reach. That goal can be anything. Okay, that goal can be, I want to be a certain shape and a certain weight. That goal can be, I want to start a new job, new career, I'm going to school. That thing can be, I'm going to get licensed because I want to have a business that I want to run. I'm going to learn about business because I want to run my own business. I'm going to start this online because I want to do this online. Have a goal that you are looking forward to in your life. Why? Because that keeps your mind aligned. Okay, keeps your mind aligned. Number four, which is the most important part, when you're creating a routine, right? You're giving time for yourself and you have a goal. Number four is stay organized. There is nothing better for your mind to recognize patterns. Okay, staying organized in your life, and I don't mean just keeping your room clean, keeping your house clean. I mean organized in your life, where your life is organized to how you do things. Okay, you're not pushing this organization onto others. This is the way you live your life. Why? Because now you are creating within yourself a character that you are building upon. Okay, you're building upon a character that is growing in organization. That means that when you have a family and you're the one leading that family, you are organized in what you do so that your family can see that, learn, and grow as well. That's why it's very important to have organization, because now you give your mind peace, because you recognize patterns, it recognizes things that you do, and it starts seeing things as, okay, these are the steps that I'm going to do. These are the things that I'm doing. Now I can focus on what I need to do on a daily basis. That's why organization is super key to what you do on a daily basis. Okay, so that you can see things in front of you. Those are the things that I recommend. Okay, in your life. And then the last thing to balance your life is always educate your mind. That's the last part. Always educate your mind. This is to create a balance in your life. What are you going to educate yourself in? And I talked about this in my last, I believe, 2 podcasts, when I talked about when you're focusing on a certain career and how you educate yourself in that. And what I talked about was that when you're focusing on just one thing in your life, you give your mind ease from spreading yourself out and really just draining yourself to focusing on one thing where you can learn. So when you focus on that one thing that you're learning, you're going to focus all your attention on educating yourself on that one thing that you're learning. Okay? On that one thing that you're learning, you're going to educate yourself on there. And I really recommend audiobooks, books that you can read, especially books. Remember, audiobooks and reading books are 2 different things of comprehending. Okay, when you audiobook, you're listening, you're comprehending in a way of listening, right? You're training your ears to pay attention to what someone is saying. When you read, you focus on your education, on helping yourself read, pronunciation. You're helping yourself understand analysis of what is going on in a story, what the character is saying. That is the part of what you're doing when you're reading a book, and how your mind works, versus audible, when you're recognizing speech, when you're recognizing voice, when you're recognizing on what someone is saying and the message that you're speaking to you, and you're listening to what they're saying. So very different between audio and when you read a book. So yes, I recommend to do both, because they're both going to be helpful for you when you're listening in a conversation or you're listening in a presentation, versus when you are reading a book. It helps you be more analytical, more able to analyze things in your life and question things. That's why books are super important in our lives, because that's what it helps us do. So again, those are the things that I recommend for you to do. Okay, keep yourself a routine, have a time for yourself, make sure you're goal oriented, make sure you have organization, and lastly, make sure that you educate your mind, because it's going to keep you at a balanced state in your life. All right, everyone. So you have come to the end of today's podcast. I'm super pumped and excited and really thankful for you stopping by and listening to today's podcast. And one thing that I always hope on this podcast is that you are inspired and motivated to be better humans in your daily life, because that's the one thing that we're here for. Okay, we talk about it in our last podcast when we talk about our purpose as humans in this world, right? And our purpose as humans is to take care of this world, take care of the things that the world has, and at the same time for us to reproduce and help ourselves to help the world. And this is why we're here, the main purpose that I believe we're here to do. And so in saying all of that, we talk today about our mind's health. Okay, our mind's health. And that is something that, again, on the daily, I have seen a lot of people suffer through that because of the things that they don't have in their life. Okay, sometimes we want to live worry free, sometimes we want to do things on our own, and when we don't have certain things in our life, it can really disrupt our life into a chaos, which can create the risk of our healthy minds. And so this can go into anxiety, this can go into worries, this can go into not knowing the things that are in front of you, or worrying about the things that happened to you in the past and not focusing on the present. And this can create something that can devastate your life, even to the point, on point number one, where we talked about that it can kill the body. Okay, worry can kill the body. But then we went into how you can focus your mind on good things that can really bring that health back. And lastly, we talked about the balance in your life and what are some key points that you can do to keep your life balanced and keep moving forward to have a healthy mindset. So I hope that you were inspired. I hope that you were motivated and to be better humans. And again, if you have any questions, you can always go to makelimitedpodcast.com and contact us there for any further questions that you would like to ask. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and we'll be talking to you next time.